rats as pets to help with my anxiety, and they gave me ringworm.
I'm Rich.
And I'm Josh.
Make sure your Walkman is at full battery because we're diving into our dad tapes.
Thank you for listening to tape number 4 of the Dad tapes. Let's get it. Let's do it.
What are we drinking tonight, bro?
Tonight we are drinking Ludlam Islands Brewery. It's Water Guns and Rainbows. It's an
Mm.
India Pale Ale, and the brewery is located in Ocean View, New Jersey.
What do you think of it, man? Let's be honest this time. I know you held back on that double nickel Vienna lager.
You know
Tell us
what?
how
And
you
it's
feel.
it's sad to say because I feel bad for holding back on the double nickel because the beer we're drinking tonight, I would much rather shotgun double nickels all night long than drink this one. It's
What does it taste like to you? What is it?
dude,
What's that aroma feel like in your mouth?
all right, all right. So you know how wet dead leaves smells? That's how it.
Rotting like
Yep,
soil being created with earthworms crawling through that, just digesting all of the leaves. Yes, I do.
dude.
It's a
That's what
good
it tastes
earthy
like.
smell.
That's what it tastes like. Earth.
How often
But
have you tasted earth?
dude, all right, so obviously with me being a hunter, I used earth to cover my scent. So the smell of earth.
So you
No,
ingest
I
the
don't
earth
eat. No,
too,
I ain't
right?
ingesting earth. I don't like hating on
Microbreweries and stuff.
microbreweries and stuff like that, but it's just not for me. I mean, it might be for other people. I mean, our listeners might like it, but it's just not for me.
Well, you can preface this by saying my wife recommended it. My wife, not I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you could say Rich's wife recommended this because, she adores this beer. And yeah, it's not a bad beer. It wouldn't be my first grab. It wouldn't be my first go-to. The 609 IPA, definitely going to go for that without a doubt over this beer.
That's my saving grace for tonight. There's not one left in the fridge.
You know what?
So.
Like I said, it's not a bad beer. It's a good little IPA, little citrusy to it. It's not a hazy, but it kind of comes close to a hazy, in my opinion. Anyway, man, what's been up?
Not much, man. Back in the work scene.
Yeah, how's that
Yeah,
going?
dude, it's kicking my ass, man. Like, not, going from sitting on my ass for 3 months and playing video games to actually being back out in the world, busting my ass out of a job, dude. Oof.
Good. Say goodbye to Twitch streaming.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's good so far. I mean, I'm working with my old man again.
That's good.
Um, haven't worked with
Well,
my old
you
man in
worked for
years.
them. You worked for them because you worked 4 days a week, 10-hour days each day, and you had that Friday where you would do on a call basis with this company, right?
I worked with them part time, so I worked
Yeah.
with them every Friday. Um, and then I was on an on call basis for deliveries.
Okay.
If somebody couldn't make it in to make a couple deliveries, they'd call me and ask me if I could do it, and I would go and do it for them. But nah, man, it's pretty chill. I'm pretty much just making construction material.
Okay.
Ground up asphalt, ground up concrete, mulch, topsoil.
What else, man? You looking forward to this weekend with Addie?
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm picking her up a day early. I'm picking her up on Thursday and doing dinner for my dad's birthday Thursday night, and then we're gonna celebrate Easter early. So,
Okay.
I mean, I know Easter's Sunday, but I she'll be back at her mom's for Easter on Sunday, so we'll celebrate a day early. But you know, it don't make that much of a difference.
One, they don't know. I
They
think
they don't.
at this age they don't know.
No, they can't figure it out. They're not old enough to figure it out. When they get to the point where they're in their teen years, that's a different story. But I'm
That'll
not
be a
worried about it
beast
right
to
now.
tackle at that time. I mean, you don't live in the future right now. You know what living in
Mm.
the future does? Gives you anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? How was your week, man?
you know, loving this warm weather right now. It's 70 degrees today.
Dude,
70 degrees today, dude.
dude, it was
Kids outside.
beautiful.
We spent like
Beautiful.
hours outside, man. It was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, man, I was loving it, soaking it in at work today, man. That's the nice thing about being here and working outside. It's just you have those nice days like that and you just
Get
it's
yourself a nice farmer stand.
yeah, well
Yeah.
that and it's almost like like an antidepressant, man. It
It
really
is.
is.
No, no. Some of the best work I used to do was when I would landscape, and the setup that my boss had was I was his only employee, and he was actually a commercial scalloper slash fisherman,
Yeah,
and
I
most of the time
remember.
he spent his time out. So yeah, Keith, most of the time he would spend his time out on the boats. So it was just me, and it was
Yeah.
just amazing,
I
Go
remember
from
helping you out a few
yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah,
Trying to get those yards done so we can get those beers in, you
yeah.
know?
I forgot about all that.
Yeah, all the underage
Yeah,
drinking.
yeah.
Woo, yeah.
Easy. It's time to be a prepared dad. And by being a prepared dad, we're gonna take a nice little peruse to our be prepared, a practical handbook for new dads. And this is really applicable for any dads, not just new dads. Quite frankly, any person,
Parent.
any
Yep.
person. Now, obviously the book is focused toward dads, but that being said,
That's
it
just
is
a
what it is.
marketing thing, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a reason for a dad to buy a book.
Yep.
So today we wanted to discuss as a dad, you are the AV club through and through.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi breaks, dad. TV stops working for some reason, dad. Phone,
Yeah.
you have an issue with your phone, go ask dad.
Yep.
It's like all that comes back to you. And
Yeah,
it starts right off the right out of the womb. Do not let yourself think otherwise.
yeah, man, you're expected to have, knowledge of all electronics. It's
You
just
are.
it's your job, dude.
Yeah, yeah. As a dad, man, it's you are the AV club. Live through it. Wife will tell you to take pictures, take pictures. And you know what we always get accused of? Not
Not
taking
taking
enough
pictures.
pictures.
Yep.
And whether we're guilty of it or not, we plead the fifth. Don't be silly. Don't be a silly goose here. We don't allow that. This is no pond for you guys to be swimming around in, you fucking silly gooses. So, but what we can provide you for when your partner is hounding your butt for you to take these photos, just remember these three little things here. Most importantly, you need to add variety. Do not take the same picture over and over again because guess what? If your partner is going to say the first one's going to suck, then the 25th one that you took because I told you to take a lot of pictures in spurt moments is going to suck too. So add
Yep.
variety, angles, distance, whatever, landscape,
Objects.
horizon, exactly, anything. God, take a picture of a poopy diaper, throw that in the mix.
Oh man. Always shoot it at highest resolution.
Yeah, don't be. You want to be catching it in 4K.
You don't
You
want to be
know,
that grainy guy, man.
look, I have an Android, and the whole thing about these are Android phone. Look at the grainy image. No, it's an Apple thing because
Mm-mm.
it is an Apple thing. It is evidence based. I can provide that for do your own research. I'll just pull a thing. Just do your own research, okay? But no, but at the end of the day, you don't want to be the guy who has the poor quality photos. It's like, oh wow, let's look at your photo album. This is what did you do? Take this on a Nokia?
It's all pixelated and shit.
Exactly. Yeah. What did you do? Design this in, clip art? Good grief. And then the other useful tool is using a self timer.
Your best friend, dude.
It
Your
can be.
best friend.
You can set the timer up for 10 seconds and you can get there in 5 seconds and you have 5 seconds to try to take that picture and you have no idea how it's going to turn out. Sometimes that's the best photo, man. It
Yep.
really is.
Majority of the time they are. And the other thing you could do is you take videos, man. Dude, and in this day and age with these smartphones anymore, just taking a video, if you have a video, you can get whatever picture you want from that video, dude.
Exactly.
You have so many different angles. I
You
mean,
do.
there's ways you pause the video, take a screenshot of the video
Not even
or
that.
still image. I mean, it's
You
you have a
could
wide variety with it.
when you have an Android, they allow you, Google does, allows you to freeze the frames and you could download that frame. So,
Oh yeah.
hey, I know you have an iPhone and you'll have that feature in about 3 or 4 years, just like you guys had the wireless charging 3 or 4 years later. You get a lot of the things that we had all years later. So, you'll catch up. You'll get there. You'll get there. I mean, you're still living in 2019 ish, so you still got to hit that pandemic era. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, no, recording videos really allows you to do a lot.
I mean, pictures are great. You can capture somebody's emotion or, just a good memorable moment. But with videos, you can actually capture the person's emotions
Hmm.
to rewatch later.
Yeah,
And especially when it comes to your kids, like, I don't know, taking your kids to the zoo and seeing a monkey for the first time. I mean,
yeah,
they go nuts. I mean, they go nuts over a lot of things, but it's
they
just
do.
nice to look back and watch those memories and cherish them.
It is. It goes makes, as cliche as it is, as corny as some people might think it is, home videos, they truly are
Yep.
a blessing, man. They truly are. And with that being said, one of the tips for taking videos that this book lets us know, you don't want to save the taping just for holidays or just for birthdays. In your collection of home videos, it's gonna just be the same thing over and over.
It's
Capture
it's
those daily moments. That's
yeah.
that's where the magic really truly is.
Yep.
The the last tip it gives you is get down and dirty. Don't allow the camera to be the main thing. Allow that just to capture the moment for everybody, including yourself. Tonight's topic is going to be about anxiety and how anxiety is a real issue. It seems to be more so in our generation than ever before. In previous generations. In our generation, I'm a millennial, so I'm being exclusive to millennials here, but I'm pretty sure this is Gen Z. And, you're technically, Josh, a Zennial,
Yeah, a
uh,
Zennial. I'm like stuck in between.
but
It's
there's
it's
also a Zennial between X and Millennial.
yeah.
So you're the Z Zennial.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, the old adage of men are men, we need to disprove that because what that mantra says it does to people just does to men. It makes you, it instills in you that guess what, you're supposed to be this way, and the way that you're supposed to be is the way that your dad is. It's the way that your
Yeah.
grandfather is. It's the way that you see other men who are older than you, who you know don't allow themselves, I'm sorry, they feel, but they don't allow themselves to process that.
You're expected to just suck it up and deal with it.
Yeah, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and keep walking.
Yeah. I really think that I really have noticed that that's a very hard topic for a lot of people to talk about.
It's so ingrained in us to not be that way. And we are fighting the current against that. We are trying to make people be more aware of things, about we as in our generation, make people be more aware that these things, they take a toll on you.
Yeah.
Holding all that information, holding all those emotions in really puts a lot of mental toll, or takes a lot of mental toll.
Yeah.
And it is a lot easier and a lot more welcoming for women to share their emotions, for women to discuss their emotions with other people, men and women,
Yeah.
groups, friends, family.
Mental health is important, man. It's a lot of people don't realize that when it comes to a man's mental health, everyone perceives that it's supposed to be something that we're just supposed to set aside and not worry about.
Deal with it on your own terms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of men take their lives over this.
Hmm.
They really do.
Why don't you tell them like some background information that we kind of found out?
We did a little bit of research. We did find a few studies to reiterate a lot of the percentages about things that have happened to fathers during, first trimesters during pregnancy, or having PTSD, anxiety and depression. And I'm going to read this verbatim. It says anxiety and depression can seem commonly in dads as early as the first trimester of pregnancy, according to a 2019 meta-analysis of studies, and can be seen in upward of 13% or more than 1 in 10 fathers.
That's
That's a
scary.
lot.
That
That's a
is.
lot, man. It really is.
And you know what? Before we go on, not once did I, as a new father, and even as a second father, and hopefully a third father, not once has that ever been brought to my attention that more than 10% of men, more than 10% of fathers experience anxiety and depression almost a very similar level as pregnant mothers. And that's a serious thing too.
It
I
is.
don't want anybody to think that we're downplaying anything here, but the focus for us tonight is how there's just no discussion for dads about this stuff, because it's more common than anybody would like to ever talk about or think about or consider.
It is a problem, and it's sadly rarely talked about. We as fathers, we're not ones to discriminate, but this is still something that's very important, and we still think it's something that we want to share with you guys. We want you guys to know these things. We
Yeah.
we don't want these things to go unseen, because
No.
if you guys had the effect to possibly even in the future, just perspective to help someone that had something like this of an issue, we want you to be that person to be able to say, hey, listen, I'm here if you need something. But as this article goes on, this is additionally, those men who experience depression and anxiety during prenatal pregnancy are 7 times more likely to suffer from depression and anxiety postpartum, according to a different 2019 study. There's a small body of study that examined PTSD diagnosis and symptoms in fathers and have found that fathers experience PTSD as frequently as mothers.
And that would be 5%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5%.
And just says, because it's not in the literature there, the 5% that they're speaking about, the PTSD, it is when your child is typically diagnosed with, the study focused on children who are diagnosed with life altering diagnoses, leukemia, cancer, and diabetes, I believe, was the other one that they kind of focused on. But at the end of the day, it's I think it gives insight as to fathers experience just as many emotions of anxiety and depression as mothers do, and it's just, again, going into this as a as a man going into fatherhood, this was never, no doctor ever discussed this with me.
No. So that, and see, this is the part that kind of this this is the part that kills me, because under the societal norm that fathers are the primary breadwinners in the family nucleus, there are a ton of studies on the stressors of men and their unwillingness to identify mental health issues and exude the masculine norm, with a study that shows working fathers/men in general use work as a method to avoid confronting current stressors and to deter any future stress.
Yeah,
That's killer, man.
it is.
It's
And you know what? The other thing that we found was ultimately the outcome of a dad experiencing depression and anxiety, no matter the stage, has a relation between the paternal anxious symptoms and an increased risk for children to develop psychopathology, and it is evident throughout a child's lifespan. And the study, we just, if anybody has ever noticed, we do link all of our references in each of the episode links. We link everything. So be more than welcome to help yourself with this. At the end of the day, though, this study looked at children between the ages of 2 and 12, and fathers of those 2 to 12-year-olds, and the mothers, and the stress on fathers and mothers, and compared it to the way that it had interacted with the children. And it seemed to be that, from what they said, that their evidence, the paternal anxious symptoms are a little bit more, I guess, influencing on the child than the maternal, for whatever reason.
yeah.
I know you and I both suffer from anxiety, and I don't know your level of anxiety, but I certainly know my level of anxiety. And I have different stressors and anxieties because I am a stay-at-home dad, and it's but I can definitely say I remember the stress and anxiety of what it was like to be a working dad, and it's tough. And working parent for that sake, it's tough in these times. Like I said, your situations allow I'm sorry, cause different anxieties and stressors. Comparatively speaking, how does your anxiety differ as a single father than it did when you were married? Do you experience less? Do you experience more? And how does it differ?
My anxiety wasn't as bad when I was a married man.
Okay.
It's nice to have that partner there, to be with you when,
Hmm.
if you have something going on to, talk with you, see if there's anything that you need, trying to help you work through whatever's bugging you or bothering you. But now it's tough. I mean, being a single father and not seeing your child as much as you want to. I mean, if I had the choice, I'd see her every day, obviously.
Yeah.
You get into these states where you sit here and you think, you're constantly thinking, oh, I wonder how she's doing. Like when the times like you can't talk to them, you're at
Hmm.
work or whatever, but you're constantly trying to like assess yourself and assess like, hey, I wonder how she's doing. Wonder what she's doing. And then you get to the point where you make yourself upset because you're thinking about these things and then realizing, oh shit, she's not here.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. It can be tough. You don't want to drag yourself down, but it's still tough.
I can imagine, man. What other ways do you de-escalate yourself? Because, you brought up a good point of how you just kind of cycle into this chaotic mindset of, you know, I miss her, and then it's like this, and then it's one step after the other. It just,
The snowball effect, yeah.
yeah. How do you take a step back from that and bring yourself back to reality and de-escalate that anxiety and stress?
I just take a deep breath and allow myself a couple seconds to just like whoosah, I guess is what
Yeah.
you would say.
Yeah.
But when it really gets bad and like honestly, for instance, if when I don't have Addison, I try to keep myself active. I try to keep myself busy. Like if I want to de-stress for myself, I'll take a day, I'll go fishing.
Yeah.
I'll go outside, I'll enjoy the nice weather, the fresh air, everything.
Hmm.
It's a natural
It's a natural de-stressor. I mean,
yeah,
it's it it's not chemical related. It's not something that's harming your body or yourself. It's just doing. It's being active. It's just doing.
yeah. Um I mean, and you guys know I'm a big video game guy.
Hmm.
That's another thing I do. It's another resort I have. Like if I get into a moment or a thing where I know I'm about to break down, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll go, I don't know, go play a match or two of Call of Duty. That's how that's how I honestly get my aggression out. I try to give myself something that I enjoy the most, other than family, obviously.
Okay.
It's gonna de-escalate my stress level a little bit.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good.
I mean, we all we all know by now that you're a stay-at-home dad,
Hmm.
and I'm sure things could get pretty stressful throughout the day without Jill being home to to be able to take a bit of the load off. Are there things you noticed during the day that the kids do to maybe push your buttons a bit?
Yes, yes. I notice things that kids do to push my buttons. Those kids really love to push my buttons. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, at the end of the day, they're kids.
Oh yeah.
So, they don't think outside of themselves much. It's kids are selfish, and that's just how kids are. And that's okay. They don't have the ability to think outside of themselves yet. They can pick up emotions, they can sense emotions, they're kids. So yeah, they push my buttons, and they absolutely they could tell when I get stressed. Yeah, they truly can. And some of the things that I personally do to help in those moments is like take him outside. Like today, dude, Dex was just being a total terrorizer to his sister. I mean, I literally took not even a minute to go to the bathroom. I had to interrupt my bathroom break
You had to
to
cut it
come
short.
out to Declan, trying to smash a pillow on Bridget's face face while she's eating her bowl of cereal at the table. Okay. And then all he does is he looks at me after he hears a door open up, and I say to you, "What are you doing?" And he gives me this little smirk and runs away with the after dropping the pillow. So yes, they definitely know, and he like today after dealing with all this stuff, and he was that act like that act epitomizes how he was this morning, going out of his way to bother her.
Yeah.
And there's moments like where it's in reverse where she'll put her feet right on him and push him with her feet, and she just looks at you and smiles while she's doing it, and he screams. It's like, why are you guys such little punks? But yeah. So today I took them outside and I let them run around for 2 freaking hours, and you know what they did? They had the best nap.
Good, man.
And that nap time is when I used my time to go and just decompress because I needed it. And during that time I used to yard work with them. I was outside with them doing yard work, but still, you know, that can still be testy sometimes because one of them is being bad listeners, like Bridget's deciding to come over and look at all the tools and try to grab everything and this and that. So, they'll still push you, but changing activities quickly, having an option of activities or foods or anything. That's what I find works for me. That's when I can de-escalate. I can still be present with them physically, and it's like, okay, let me just take a breath. Because normally I would just practice breathing, exercises for myself, and that is the first step that I try to take.
Yeah.
But when your son tries to smash a pillow on your daughter's face while she's eating a bowl of cereal, breathing doesn't necessarily work. So you
Brotherly,
gotta try
sisterly
other
love, man.
gotta try other methods. So where I thrive with them is just changing up their routine, not abruptly, not drastically, subtly, and it works. It really helps my mental health. I'll tell you that much. That in therapy. So
Listen, there's nothing wrong with therapy, man. There's nothing wrong with therapy. I was there. I did it. Helped me a lot.
yeah, it does.
It works immensely, man. And that's that the other sad part is that this whole, suck it up, dad montage,
Mm-hmm.
therapy can help, and it really can.
Yeah.
It's just talking to somebody that doesn't know what's going on and just letting them listen to what you have to say and not have an opinion.
Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing too. Not have an opinion and not have a judgment.
Exactly, man.
Basically, at the end of the day, I mean, I'd argue everything we've discussed, quite honestly, if you have no other resources, seek therapy. I mean,
Yeah. Don't
if
feel
you can't
ashamed, man.
even look, if you can't even afford therapy, and we all know it's expensive, it truly is expensive. But is there really a price that you're not willing to pay to be mentally okay?
Yeah,
To to not get yourself right, because if you're not right, how can you be right for your child? How can you
exactly.
show your child, hey, I'm leading you to be a great person as you get older? I mean, we mold these little balls of clay.
Yeah. You want to
And
lead
if
by example, man. You really
exactly,
do.
and if you are stressed to the max and you don't have an outlet, you're going to explode. You're going to have these oozes, and you're going to seep that out, and the kids are going to pick it up, and they're going to try to accommodate your anxiety, and that's just not okay.
No, it's not, man.
No,
Don't let that burden sit on, you may have the burden on your shoulders, and if you're working through that burden, don't show it. Try
exactly.
not don't do not show it because then it's going to leave a burden on their shoulders and
To your
you do
kids, at
not
least.
want that. Yes,
It's okay to talk to your partner about that. It is because
exactly.
I mean that's what we're talking about. It's okay to discuss these things with your partner, your friends, your family. Do that more often.
Yeah.
You know, even if you can't pay for therapy, find a create a podcast where
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
discuss with your family or your friend about the way you feel about things. Because quite honestly, Josh, you can attest to this. This can even be therapeutic in its own way.
It really can, man, because listen, just sitting here talking to someone and
Hmm.
having that outlet to be able to just vent feels great. Just just talk to someone. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter who it is. It
No,
could
it
be
doesn't.
God forbid, it could be a coworker. You know, I mean, I know you're not supposed to really make friends with coworkers, but if you have an opportunity to talk to someone, do it.
Yeah.
Seriously, do it.
Yeah, don't miss that opportunity. Don't don't pull yourself up by the bootstraps and walk on in silence.
No.
Don't walk that green mile or don't be you don't be that guy. You're not
Yeah,
that guy,
don't be
pal.
that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
And listen,
Just
guys, like, give yourself the time. If you need
mhm.
the time, take it. It don't matter how long it is. If you need
It
5 minutes to
doesn't.
yourself, take it.
Even if you need to leave work,
Yeah, exactly.
that's something that's not discussed much either. That we you are employed. Unless you own your own business, you are employed.
Yep.
You owe your employer nothing. It's that time for Dear Internet.
Meet
Meet
Dad.
Dad. So, what do you got for us tonight, man?
All right. So I kind of looked up some ones that were, had to do with some anxiety. I mean, some of them were kind of funny,
Hmm.
but So, all right. So this one, it's called Rats! Exclamation point. It's on
Okay.
FML. It says, today I'm feeling extremely sick and itchy. I'd bought rats as pets to help with my anxiety, and they gave me ringworm. I now have ringworm in about 9 places on my body, including my face. I
Oh
don't know which one
God.
is worse, being dizzy from the medication or the itching. I'm feeling more anxious than ever.
Oh God, that sounds horrible. Fucking ringworm, man. Oh God.
Let's see. This one's short and sweet. It's funny. It says misery loves Catterday. Today, after I got a cat to help with my anxiety, it turns out he also has anxiety too. Fuck my life.
I can relate because I have a freaking dog who has high anxiety and separation anxiety, and it's not fun. Not fun at all.
No, dude, your dog's just on crack, bro.
Oh, you haven't seen him separation anxiety, man. Oh my goodness.
Holy shit.
Fucking God.
The Marlboro Man.
Okay.
Today I'm trying to quit smoking because I'm actually running low on money. I just realized that I'm actually spending a lot more money and gaining more weight by eating junk food to relieve my anxiety than I want than what I used to spend buying packs of cigarettes. I can't afford a psychologist either. Fuck my life.
Yeah, yeah, sounds about right. Ooh, that sucks. That sucks, man. The Cowboy Killer's got him.
You- This one's, you don't like the thumpa thumpa music? Today, some people from work I don't know very well insisted on throwing me a surprise birthday party. They took me to a gay club. I'm straight, in a committed relationship, and suffer from horrible social anxiety and hypersensitive hearing. I would literally rather have been trapped in a burning building. Fuck my life.
My God, that sounds horrible, man. I feel so bad for that guy or girl. But I feel bad for that
Uh,
person. Ooh, you know what, man? It's time for our social media shout out. Tell them where they can reach us, Josh.
All right, so you guys can reach us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Facebook is /the Dad Tapes. Instagram is at the Dad Tapes Podcast, and Twitter is at the Dad Tapes.
I know you don't use Twitter too much, but it's there.
Nah, I don't use it, but be sure to like and subscribe, leave a review on the show wherever you listen to podcasts. It truly helps the show. Don't forget to rewind the tape before boxing it back up.
You don't be that guy. You're not that guy, pal.
You're
You're
not
not
that
that
guy,
guy.
pal.
Peace, guys.
See ya.